Welcome to Let's Talk Kenmore, a lighthearted podcast aimed at connecting our listeners to their local government and demystifying the role of government in the City of Kenmore. I'm your host, Amber Clifton. In this episode, I sit down with civil engineer Lucas Fowler. Lucas first came to the City of Kenmore as a college intern, and after graduation accepted a job as our newest civil engineer. Lucas shares with me his journey from intern to engineer in the City of Kenmore. Please enjoy this episode of Let's Talk Kenmore. Hi, welcome to Let's Talk Kenmore. I am here today with Lucas Fowler, who is our newest civil engineer added to the City of Kenmore. And Lucas started with us as an intern. So I am going to chat with him today about his journey from intern to employee at the City of Kenmore. Hi, Lucas. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I am doing good. I'm excited to finally have you on the show. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, no, I've been waiting. I'm excited for this.
I know. Now's your time. So you started at Kenmore as an intern. Where did you first hear about the Kenmore internship?
Yeah, so I remember I was entering my sophomore year of college and I was just looking in my college email and I saw the job listing and it was in Kenmore and I was like, I'm from Bothell, so I'm familiar with Kenmore. I looked at the application, I applied, and then yeah, the rest was history kind of.
And you were at UW, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Was it a certain amount of hours that you needed at UW to meet graduation requirements, or what was the internship requirement?
There wasn't actually an internship requirement at the school. I know you could have used, some of your hours for some credits, but I never ended up doing that. I just wanted to see what area in civil engineering I wanted to go into, I guess.
Right.
And it helped out.
It did. And so then after you graduated, you ultimately decided to come back and work as a permanent employee as an engineer. So what kind of prompted that decision?
Yeah, I mean, when I did intern for, I think it was a year and a half, I learned a lot in that short amount of time. And the people who I worked with were very understanding, especially in the early days,
Yeah.
because that was my first internship. But just a good group of people ultimately, and being able to see your work, I guess, get done in a timely manner, because Kenmore's like small medium-sized city, so it doesn't take forever to see where your work goes.
Get to sort of see the fruits of your labor almost instantly instead of What were some of the things that you learned during your internship? Because I know you worked primarily under Tobin doing traffic work.
Mm-hmm.
Was that something new to you, or were you familiar with traffic engineering before coming here?
No, I mean, I guess the only familiarity I had with traffic engineering, I guess, was my own assumptions based on driver's ed and, driving around, which, a lot of it was wrong. But I learned a lot of traffic engineering. I worked with other people in the department, doing a little stuff here and there. But ultimately, the biggest thing I think I learned was how to communicate, whether it's team members, the public, council. It's very different,
Yeah.
So that was probably the biggest thing I learned. And there was a lot of differences in what I learned in school and what I ended up working on at Kenmore. But yeah.
Was it just kind of a broad overview of a lot of this stuff?
Yeah, it feels like it was so long ago, even though it was less than a year ago.
Right.
But yeah, it was. We would only have 10, 11 weeks to go into a class, and it didn't feel like enough time,
Yeah.
But there was some things I took from school, that I think were pretty useful, like my scheduling classes, estimating classes. Some were more helpful than others, I guess.
Right. Sure. That's kind of always the case with school. I remember my first job out of school, because I got my degree as a paralegal. And the first time I went into a courtroom, I didn't actually know what anybody was talking about.
Uh-huh.
It's like, well, I guess on the job is the way that you really learn.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's me in every single meeting. I'm hearing these terms and I'm
right.
I'm like, what? And then I ask after what it means, and
it's like everybody else is speaking a language that you are not yet fluent in. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
I can relate. So when you were interning, what was that like trying to balance your schoolwork and your job with the city?
Yeah, I mean, during testing weeks and finals, I would have to cut down on hours a little bit, but even just during the regular part of the school year, I'd kind of have to plan out when I would do my homework, and it led to a lot of last minute submissions,
Sure.
because I mean, but I didn't find it too difficult when I was working part time.
Yeah.
I was only working like anywhere from like 10 to 15, maybe 16 hours a week, but
Yeah.
it also got easier once I started kind of liking my classes more, and because they were more tailored to civil engineering, so I was a little more interested and a little more motivated to do the work.
So is it as you progress in school, it's more tailored to what you're going to go into?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like freshman year was, all the basic math, science, physics,
so
like
much math, I bet.
the weed out classes. Yeah.
Sure.
No, and then sophomore year was a little more kind of it was still like physics and stuff, but more related to civil engineering. But then like junior and senior year, I got a lot more choice of what classes I was taking. So it was nice.
So this might be a stupid question since I work in your department, but I'm not an engineer. So in terms of like just engineering as a whole, what specifically is civil engineering? Like, what does that mean?
Wow, that's
I legitimately don't know.
No, I mean, I don't even know if I know.
Sure.
No, I mean, no, I'm being serious. Like,
okay.
there's so much that could say is civil engineering, like the traffic side of it, the construction side of it, the water, there's so much in civil engineering, the geotech stuff. There's a lot that goes into building things. And I guess that's ultimately what I think civil engineering is, kind of building the buildings and building the roads and everything that goes into that. And it all starts and goes from like subdiscipline to subdiscipline, kind of.
And you can probably get
at a time.
like really down into the nitty gritty with it, huh?
Me?
No, I mean just in general. It probably
in general,
can
yeah.
get really
Someone can.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone can, not me. You will one day. You will.
One day.
Yeah. So when did you realize when you were in school that you wanted to do civil engineering instead of another branch of engineering?
Honestly, my first internship at Kenmore helped me a lot. I really enjoyed traffic engineering stuff I was doing, and I did ultimately choose civil engineering. I think it was the summer after my first year, but that was because we had to choose a type of engineering to go into.
Oh.
And I think at the time I went to like a lunch and learn with some postal engineers, and they were civil engineers. I'm not sure how I originally found out, but I really got my passion, I guess, through the internship, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It was my thing.
Yeah.
It was my thing.
I mean, when you know you found your thing, you found your thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know traffic engineering was a thing until I started working for Kenmore. And like I said, I worked for the courts for many, many years. And so, of course, was like dealing with traffic related things. And it never occurred to me that there was like somebody behind the scenes establishing how we navigate the roads, like on an engineering level. I just thought I don't know who I thought was deciding those things, but it's really interesting to now see like the back end of how all that works to some degree,
No, I agree. It is really interesting. And I honestly didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Like I wonder how many people, know about that, I guess.
Well, I know it's because it's like these are things that everybody interacts with every single day, but you don't necessarily stop and think like who is behind the scenes, like making this safe or making that,
Yeah, and it's so important
It's
to like
so important.
There's so many little things too that go into keeping the people safe, and I agree.
I know.
agree.
And you're one of those. I thank you for that, keeping us safe. So you graduated and you applied to the city of Kenmore for the permanent civil engineer position. Was that an easy decision for you to make, or were you kind of like, I mean, it's okay if you were weighing other options. Being a new graduate, that's a big deal.
No, I mean, I always kind of hoped that position would open up close to when I was graduating, and think it was in February or March, like 3 months, 4 months before graduating. Saw that the position opened up, and I was honestly pretty ecstatic. Even I didn't even read the job description yet. I just because I knew the people at Kenmore are great.
Yeah.
And I knew regardless whatever like my focus would be in this job, which it has actually been a little bit different from I've definitely do a lot of traffic stuff, but I'm also doing more design and other stuff than the traffic stuff. But anyways, to get back to what you're saying, it was a relatively easy decision, I think.
We were so happy that you came back.
Yeah, I mean,
That was
I
a
was
loss.
too.
That was a loss for us. I'm like, okay, he can't be in college forever, but
Yeah.
honestly, yeah.
And I feel very lucky and grateful that the position opened up when it did.
I know. It's like the stars were aligned for you.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So has the transition from intern to employee been tricky or?
I would say there was like a point in November where I was, kind of like, oh, I'm still working full time. Because, in the past, like I'd work full time for like 3 or 4 months in the summer, then go back to school and work part time. But I do like working more than school, I guess. I don't know I think some people are one way and some people are other. With work, you go to work, you get your stuff done, and you don't have to worry about it as much, it feels like. With school, I guess I'm always thinking there was something more I could do, like at night, and like studying or whatever. But
Yeah.
anyways, I do like working better. So it hasn't been super hard transition, but I think there was a point in like November where I was like, I'm doing this for the next like 40 years. No more summer break.
For the next 40 years. Yeah. Was there any kind of anxiety at all about, because when you're an intern, you're kind of heavily monitored, and really any mistake you might make is not really, there's a huge safety net under you. Was there any anxiety of like, now I have to actually do this thing? Or do you
Yeah.
still feel like I'm sure you feel supported, but that transition of like, there's no safety net. Like I am the engineer now. I'm not assisting an engineer.
Yeah, no, there is a little bit of anxiety to that. I do have more autonomy over some things, and I've already made one or two, not terribly bad mistakes, but some goofy ones. So it definitely is it is a little more like stressful to have that autonomy, but it's nice at the same time because I get to do more and learn more. Making mistakes is it's not fun. It's needed, but it's not fun.
No, it's not. I also went straight into government work after college, and my boss, who was the judge, was very similar to John, just like approachable, easy to talk to, willing to teach. And he told me right when I started, the best thing you can do if you make a mistake is just to own it. Just come and tell me right away, and everything is fixable. And that just stuck with me, is like, don't try to like hide it or like rope somebody else into your mistake. Just own it and be like, I need help. Let's fix it. And it's a great way to learn, but it was also like one of the most valuable things he told me was to just own it and let's make a plan to fix it.
Yeah. No, it's definitely hard, but it's nice when you have a boss like that.
Oh, I know. We have the best.
Yes.
So between like challenges and benefits, I mean, it sounds like your pros list is much longer than your cons list, but in your job here, in your transition, what have some of the challenges been and what have the benefits been?
I mean, yeah, I've talked a lot about the benefits, like the people are good. The work is, I guess I haven't touched on this as much, but since Kenmore is like, small, medium sized, I get to do a lot of little things and go into a bunch of different areas. So that's nice, being able to learn a bunch of little things. That's really important at this point in my career, I guess. As for the challenges, I mean, going full time for this long, it's some challenges of just like my personal life schedule, I guess, finding the time for friends, working out, doing whatever, That's probably been the hardest challenge, I think, actually, since going full time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm starting to figure it out. It's also a little hard in the winter when there's nothing to do.
Oh.
Or I guess it makes it easy to figure out what you're gonna do, but
That's true. But you're like super outdoorsy, right? So it probably is
yeah.
challenging for you to be confined indoors.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. I like hiking, camping, just spending a day at the beach.
Yeah.
I love the summers here. They're phenomenal.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah.
the other challenging thing because I'm in the same boat as you, only being here for 3 years and not having like this robust vacation bank that everybody else has. It's like, I want to go outside and get to sunny weather, but I don't have the time.
I'll be hearing people like say like, "Oh yeah, I had to use like my vacation
I know.
like last month in December," and I was like,
I have so much that it's use it or lose it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not there yet. Yeah. First world problems that you and I will have one day, Lucas.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I wanted to touch on the working at a smaller city because I also, again, started at a small city out of college and now work for Kenmore. And I think a lot of people think that the workload or whatever might be less or easier at a smaller city. And it's actually quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Because when you have a lean staff, there's an expectation that it's all hands on deck and you have to learn how to sort of do everything. If you are one person at a huge city, you might be tasked with exactly the same thing over and over and over again, and you don't ever stray outside of that little task.
Right. And then you like kind of specialize in it and get pretty efficient
with
it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Which also has its benefits, but at a small city, sometimes you have to be willing to pivot and do something you've never done before with absolutely no notice.
Yeah, no knowledge of the thing, and sometimes like no one at the city really knows like what to do, and it's like, just do your best, and we'll kind of figure it out as we go along, And I think it's fine because everyone's understanding of that, but it can be tough, but it's rewarding in a way too.
It is. And I think it makes you well-rounded as an employee, and it makes you flexible and
gives you a lot of experience too for the future,
For sure. I don't know. Yeah. I remember talking with Terry about that because she used to work for a large agency and she did a very large project, but her stamp on that project might have been like, you know what I mean? Like a drop in a bucket. Like it didn't, not that it didn't matter, but really it didn't matter. Like she couldn't say like, this was my project.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Cause so many people are working on that and doing one of those little thing or, a lot of that thing, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think there's probably, I don't know, a sense of pride, not that there's not pride on a larger project, but when a project is yours from start to finish, that's got to feel like such a sense of pride as an engineer.
Yeah. I mean, I'm working on a small project right now, but it's kind of my own, and it's pretty cool to like have seen it, go from the start, which was nothing, to where it is now, I guess.
Yeah.
And what it will be, once it's all finished up eventually.
Right.
It's cool. It's cool.
That is cool. That's the ADA project?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, when you're finished with that, we're going to do an episode about that because that's a super important project.
Yeah. No, it is. And there's a lot that needs to be fixed,
Mm-hmm. We're in good hands, though. Lucas is on it.
Yeah. Yes.
What's your favorite thing about working for the city? You probably touched on this already, but if you had to pick one thing.
Oh, one thing, favorite thing. There's a lot.
I know.
But I think, the ability to work on like so many little things, because when I do work on something for a long time, I start to get kind of irritated and bored with it, Here's one thing I like about working at the city. My parents, they live in Bothell. it's like a 5-6 minute drive away. So during most lunches, I go home and steal their leftovers, and that's a good part of. And they make some good food.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, being able to head home on a lunch break is super valuable.
It is, yeah. Because I live too far away. I live in Seattle, so I live too far away to go home for lunch. But going to my parents' house, yeah.
Oh yeah. Going to mom and dad's. You're still at an age where you can wring that sponge for a little bit longer, and it's totally fine.
Yeah. No, they like seeing me.
Of course.
So.
I mean, I say that, but I'm up at my parents' house all the time, and I'm much older than you. So yeah, that never ends. What would your advice be to other college engineering students who are thinking about going into local government?
I would say, I mean, yeah, just try out as many things as you can, whether that's, internships or clubs or, whatever. But also at the same time, like, don't overload your schedule and make sure you're still spending time on the things that you want to do. But if that is like all these clubs and all these, internships, then yeah, go for it. Just make sure there's a good balance, I guess. And I would recommend going into local government, though. I did, both government and the private side when I interned, and well, yeah, I'm here,
You've made your choice.
Yeah.
We have an intern currently, Zeke. Do they rely on you a bit for guidance or advice or anything? Or I imagine that's been really beneficial to them to have a former intern right there at the ready.
Yeah, we talk, we talk all the time. And yeah, Zeke just got a job offer a month or two ago. And they're just asking me like, advice on seeing if they should apply to other jobs too, and stuff like that. And I think it is helpful. And even though I don't have all the answers, but it's good to have someone who's, recently been in your position, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we're all lucky to have you, Lucas.
Thank you. We're lucky to have you.
Anything else you want the folks of Kenmore to know before we sign off?
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing my best, just be patient with me. And that's it. That's all I want them to know.
You're doing awesome. We're lucky to have you. I'm glad you decided to come back as a permanent employee.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Thank you so much for carving out time for me today. I appreciate you and all the work that you're doing. And I look forward to doing a follow-up episode with you about your project once it's completed so we can chat about what that experience was like.
Yeah, no, this was fun. I'm glad I did this, and it was no hassle at all. And I am looking forward to the next episode.
Me too. Yeah. Thank you so much, Lucas. We appreciate you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Let's Talk Kenmore. Be sure to check back for more interesting topics and conversations. And as always, don't forget to ask yourself, where's the fun?